Hello, I'm going to show you how to create a deck of Peardeck slides and what does it look like when you're using it in your classroom from the teacher's end. So first we go to the official website of Peardeck. You will see the teacher login in the right corner. I will log in with Google and choose my school email. And choose school email again. Here you will see create a lesson. And again. In its slide, it will have an instruction slide for you, but since we're going to do it together, I'm going to delete it and start my own slide. So I will call it, this is demo. So here on the top tab, you will see add-ons. Click it and you will see Peardeck for Google Slide add-ons. If you don't have this, you need to get the add-on. So you go to get add-ons and search for Peardeck for Google Slides. And then since I already have it, so I will just open it right here. Open Peardeck add-on. Now you see a window pops up on the right side. There's a lot of templates that you can use. I'm going to quickly show you the ones that I usually use for my class. Let's go to our template library. So beginning of a lesson, I will want to know, like students, when you come to the classroom, what should you do? So I will choose the procedures for the first one. And then I think I will just start the class. So I will go back. Again, there's a lot of templates that you can use, but I want to show you the templates for world languages. So it's right here. Scroll down to the very bottom. You'll see world language. There's matching, locating a place on a map, blank filling, translation, drawing, marking, and typing. So I will choose matching for the first one. Okay, so you can change this to any language you're teaching. So I'm going to change it to Chinese. Also the image, if you don't like it or you want to change one, you just delete it and insert a new image from either your laptop or your Google Drive or other resources. Okay, I'm going to add a map, locate one country or a place on the map. And the third one, I'm going to choose the blank filling. And then I'm going to have students to draw one sentence. And then I will have them to ask a question. Okay, so if you choose type this number, please make sure that if you're teaching Chinese, you cannot have students to type Chinese here, only numbers and the letters. But the rest of them, you can have students to answer in Chinese. It's not a problem. So here, pretty much, I think my students need to take a break. So I will go back by clicking here, back, and I'm going up, and there is during lesson. So during lesson, I want them to take a break, so I will choose this one. My favorite is stretch break. You can also do a quick check-in here, like a quick agree or disagree, but I will show you this one. So I think maybe in the middle they can have a break after the two activity, and then I think that's pretty much on my lesson. So I go to end of lesson. Before they leave the class, I want to know what did they learn today. So I will have this one, draw or type two things you have learned from today's lesson. Of course, you can have a social emotional checking in. How do you feel about the class? Circle how you're feeling, but I'm gonna just show you this one for now. So this is the end of the lesson. So I'm going to drag it down to the very end. Okay, so that's the slides. So usually people think, oh, I'm done, I'm going to close this and present here. But actually, this is not Peardeck yet. This is the regular deck of Google Slides. So if you want to make it interactive with your students, you have to go back. Do you remember the window here? You have to have that window open. So if you accidentally closed it, it's not a problem. Just go back to add-ons and click Peardeck for Google Slides add-on, open Peardeck add-on. Okay, the window is here again. So instead of present your slide with the present function on Google Slides, click the green start lesson from the window, from the add-on. So start lesson. You have two choices. One is students can work on their own pacing. The other is teacher has to say, like, you can have students to move from one slide to another slide. That means everyone's doing the same thing at the same time. So I'm going to show you this one for now. If it does not, oh, perfect, it's here. So what you need to do is tell your student to go to this website and put in the code. If this does not work, you can also give student a link, email it or send it through Zoom chat. So once your student sign in, you can see student numbers from here. So I have my iPad as a student, so I can show you what does it look like at teacher's end. So I just joined. So you can see, oh, one student connected, first student connected. So we can just start the lesson. So once you have all your students here, you can start the lesson. So here, what you're seeing here is exactly what your students are saying at the same time. So they're going to answer the question for this one. So I will pretend I'm a student and answer the question. The student is typing. So I'm done. And then you will see here at the bottom, 1 of 1 responses. Students do not have to submit. There is no submit button for students. Once they finish typing, their answer is automatically submitted, but of course they can still change it. But if you don't want students to change it or stop typing, you can lock screen right here, lock screen. Once you click this, student will see your teacher has locked responses for this slide, so they cannot change anymore. Or you can unlock it, they can change their responses. So after everyone's done, you can click here, show responses, click here. So it's my answer from my iPad, it's not hard, and there will be other students' responses too. So you can change how you want to view the information based on what you have. And then if you want to go back to the slide, you just hide responses and you're back. So then you can move on to next one. So move to next one. Okay, matching. So your students will see at the bottom here, you don't see it, but your students will see different color pens and they can use those color pens to make connections. So I'm going to try my best. Okay, so you will see one student response and then you will show responses right here. Again, since there's only one response, you only see one student's answers. But if you have more than one student, you have two ways that you can show the answers. One is like this, one student at a time. You can be smaller and different student. If there's a second student, you will see a different slide here or there. And you can also overlapping students' responses. That means if there's another student choose Apple from here to here, you will see different lines overlapping each other. So here is if you want to show students certain data, it's something you can use from here. So again, you want to move on to next one. And for the map one, students will see 3 icons at the bottom of their map. So they can drag the icons and place it to place the areas that they think is right. I just did one, and then you can show response this right icon. Again, you can show overlap view or like one at a time. Again, you can hide the response, go back to the main slide, and the stretch break, yay, and then you go to blank filling. So here, students can either type or they can just handwrite. So I will just write down my answer here, and you will see what students wrote on this side. Again, you can choose different reviews. Since this is writing, so there's no overlapping. I think, there is still overlapping, so depends on if you want it to be overlapped. Again, go back to the slide, and this is a drawing. Student can just choose the different color pen and draw, and also can write. If it's in Chinese or Japanese, it will be helpful too. Then you can show response. If you want to show a bigger one, this one. Next one, ask a question. This could be interpersonal or presentational. They can just ask questions. So I would say students are still typing their answers here. So you can show different responses here. And then we're finally done with the presentation. So at the end of a class, you can lock screen, so they cannot change their responses anymore, and you can click end. They will ask you if you want to have everything export from slide to a Google Doc. So if you want, you can just save and end. So you will have a link. You can also share this directly on Google Classroom. So all the information your students shared on that slide will be accessible to students. I just copy pasted the link. I want to show you what does it look like if you're using the link. So its link is from here. Sometimes it might take a while because there's a lot of drawing. So demo. So you'll see your student's answer is right here, and student's answer at different places. So that's pretty much what I want to share with you today. Good luck with it.